Gaborone, this is BTV News at 9 o'clock. I am Khomotso Mapani. The headlines. The presidents of Botswana and South Africa are pleased with the teamwork that prevailed during the bus accident disaster that claimed 45 lives. Residents of Tlokweng encouraged to apply for Chama Fund to uplift their lives. And in sports, DMS's Gators Swimming Club started off on a positive note during the first day of the Gala swimming competition. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Good evening. The President, Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi, consoled the family in Kanye and encouraged them to continue nurturing the bond and love that their parents instilled in them to become men and women they are today. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi visited the Mokgatla family this afternoon following the loss of their mother, Ms. Maluaho Mokgatla, who succumbed to a short illness.
When offering his sincere condolences to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Mokgatla, President Masisi pleaded with the family elders to support the children who have so far lost both parents within a space of 3 years, to encourage them to not to give up in life, but to persevere and celebrate the life of their parent.
Basadi le motse yo ntse le teng mo me ke le rotloetsa gore le itsetse pele le tshwaragane le itse gore ba le retseng ba le godise jang ba le kile jang mo go lona malebe re tla tsaya mo gona gore le oketse le tiise le loise se e leng gore ba le irile sone.
The family representatives of Mokgatla are grateful of the president's gesture of finding time in his busy schedule to honor and pay his last respect to the passing of their mother.
Moana modimo o go hile mabele a mantsintsi gore re Botswana jotlhe o khone go nna o tsena o a musa ka pelo telele ke ra re bone jana mono mme ra leboga re tla go motsega ke gopola gore le bone ditlogolo tse tsa ka se di tla nametsega ka gore ha lo gata jana bisile go nyeletsa kutlo botlhoko mo teng ga motseo.
Marna o tokaitse ka di 9 tsa April lone letsatsi le rarona 3 years ago a re twatseng ka lona maybe le ra go re mo boloka ra rona re twatseng ka COVID na go ena go hita ka bo eo ra go re boloka marna ka di 13 tsona tsa April se re bopilwe ra rona ka lona di 13 meta utone ya ka utsile ha gore ha khothatso le rona ra khothatsa re bona la ka tswela gore ke leso and go na mahoko a totona ke re ke le bo ga jalo ta ikokotlela ka kwa ga khothatso le one ke tswa gore emano ke mbaro.
The deceased leaves behind 4 children, 2 men and 2 women. She'll be laid to rest at Goruele Ward in Kanye this Saturday. Kiesero Fetsi Magwinja, BTV News, Kanye.
President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi and his South African counterpart, President Cyril Ramaphosa, have reiterated that the Mamatlakala tragedy has re-emphasized the strong bilateral relations that exist between the two countries. The two countries' historic background, underpinned by mutual respect and support for one another, have enabled smooth management of the incident, from investigation through to the anticipated repatriations.
Botswana and South Africa have a strong background of cooperation on cultural, political and economic matters. The response and management of the Mamatlakala accident further puts this relationship on the spotlight, leaving both presidents remembering how far both countries have come in support for one another.
That speaks volumes about the relationship between the two countries, which is underpinned by compassion, humanness, cooperation and transparency. We were able to work with the government of Botswana in its various iterations. And today we've reflected on that and are grateful that we live in a liberated South Africa, as President Masisi was saying, where the good relations become the oil and the grease that enables us to work well without any friction, without any doubt, without any suspicion.
Not only is it out of nostalgia, but when you think back, like President Ramaphosa was saying, to the times when South Africa was under an oppressive, hostile, white minority racist regime, the response that we get this time speaks to the values as encapsulated in the ideals of a free South Africa led by President Ramaphosa. We applaud it. It's filled with every attribute of humanity.
As both countries support each other through this calamity, there are lessons to be learned.
We can hold together so tight and well and tessellate in a time of crisis. What else can you imagine we can do in times of happiness and peace? So Daudun, I want to hold your hand and say thank you publicly, my brother.
Thank you.
You're a true brother. And let it be so between Botswana and South Africa forever.
For both countries, this incident has been a test on their resources, forcing them to come together, reminiscing about how they have handled hardships in the past. Batami Malabe, BTV News, Mamatlakala, South Africa.
Botswana's envoys are set to showcase the success of the B Joi P citrus farm to their respective residences, aiming to boost bilateral relations and market the farm's produce globally. This initiative is part of Botswana's broader strategy to promote its agricultural sector and strengthen international partnerships. The envoys visited the B Joi P citrus farm recently as part of their Heads of Missions itinerary. Mamusi Siska with more.
B Joi P citrus farm, known for its high-quality produce, is a key player in Botswana's agricultural landscape. The farm's success story serves as a testament to Botswana's commitment to sustainable agriculture and economic diversification. During their visit to the farm, the envoys highlighted seeking opportunities for collaboration and investment in Botswana's agricultural sector.
My colleagues ba ba America ha ke le mo West Africa ke bana ka na rutelo gore ka khona re dio tsena di go goroga go bo America di go goroga go bo Europe di tsama ka rutere ntse re batla gore the pot to pot tsa go tswa mo bo Namibia dry pot ya rona khone gore di tsamaisa ka tseleng ja.
Companies like Botswanas of late they will be coming to extend their services or their production operations in our country. They will be buying now the raw materials being dinamuni from a farm like this.
In addition to promoting the citrus farm, the envoys will work to enhance bilateral relations between Botswana and their residence countries.
This we shall do with a view to making observations and gathering ideas and suggestions, as well as feedback from yourselves on how Botswana missions can best enhance the fortunes of this very important project.
I think we should always start these protocols and permits very early on, so that in future it is not the permits that are a problem. The permits are already there. Yeah. For example, on average, to do these things, it takes about a couple of years. If I may just give an example, Korea, South Korea, they told me they want beef from Botswana, and we are my dad is so I think it's time to start doing those things now.
By showcasing the success of the Silibe Pikwe Citrus Farm, Botswana is not only marketing its produce but also highlighting its potential as a key player in the global agriculture market. Mamu Sisiska, BTV News, Silibe Pikwe.
The heads of missions say they now have a clearer picture of what the Mindset Change initiative entails. They further said they believe this will help them interact better with the countries they have been attached to and perform their duties at their various missions more efficiently. This came up at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs annual performance planning retreat in Gaborone earlier today. Solofelo Tombale with the report.
Botswana's heads of mission usually communicate their draft plans to the ministry from their missions, but they share that they were fortunate to have their annual conference coincide with the ministry's planning event. The ambassadors also reflected on how being in Botswana allowed them to better appreciate the Mindset Change initiative.
Our change is a message coming directly from the top, from our main principal, who's the president. We've heard it, we've read the document, but hearing it from his mouth, hearing it, dissected and elaborated by the chief of staff, we are empowered with a better understanding of the difference or the importance that mindsets, the way we think, the way our staff think, can make to the delivery of our mandate.
I think mindset change is the right way we should be going. Are changing are one of those hashtags that we need to embrace. We shouldn't just be stuck in our old ways, but we should realize that the same way of doing things doesn't necessarily reach new outcomes, and therefore we should be able to embrace a different perspective and different way of thinking in order to see the world from a different perspective, so that when we go to our individual respective stations, we look at those countries and what we can do for each other in terms of partnerships and cooperation from a totally different lens.
The ambassadors emphasized that attending the event allowed them to better appreciate what is expected of them.
I think for heads of mission like myself, we found it really quite appropriate and helpful for us. So we leave Gaborone to our respective stations knowing not only what His Excellency has mandated us and expects us to do, the minister, the PS, and how we're going to go about implementing the agreements on the outcomes of the conference. So it really is, I believe, the way to go. We had the Chief of Staff yesterday and today guiding us based on the reset agenda.
The ambassadors revealed that they also benefited from sharing insights with each other during the conference and retreat, and have been accorded an opportunity to have greater input in the ministry's performance plan. Solofelo Tombale, Botswana Television, Gaborone.
Mayors of towns designated as special economic zones across the country joined forces with the Special Economic Zones Authority, SEZA, to discuss economic progress and initiatives in their respective towns. The Chief Executive Officer of SEZA, Mr. Lonely Mogara, expressed satisfaction with the commitment shown by the mayors in implementing the Special Economic Zone reform effectively. Tato Ranna.
In an effort to grow the country, SEZA has partnered with local authorities in order to drive economic progress and assist Botswana's businesses with infrastructure development, landing investors, and assisting them with licenses where necessary. Mr. Godisang Radisego says this will ensure that local businesses grow into mega export businesses, citing the Silibe Pikwe Citrus project as an example.
For a very long time, Bogogi and the nation at large, on the ground. SEZA has been working tirelessly with your different structures to facilitate various mega export-oriented projects. I'm happy to share with you today the successes that we have seen in Silibe Pikwe, really a case study.
We must also note that Vision 2036 is 11 years. So as a nation, to be prosperous by 2036, so let us be encouraged to support CESA as they implement the mandate through our localities.
Despite the progress made in different communities, the Francistown mayor expressed concern over slow delivery of the reform to their towns.
I therefore would like to express my concern that delivery says betsu ibunya. There are many challenges that are hampering the progress, funding and lack of stakeholder collaboration and global economic shocks, which impact negatively on investment.
The mayors, together with the Special Economic Zones Authority, promised that they are set on delivering impactful transformation for communities. Tatarana BTV News, Lobadze.
The Gaborone Dam water capacity is expected to increase in the next coming days. This comes after heavy downpours in the southern parts of the country. Water Utilities Director of Corporate Strategy and Corporate Affairs, Mr. Peter Sidingwe, says due to the continuous high pressure at the Notwane River, the Gaborone Dam has begun to impound water, which is expected to increase the water capacity. Mojadi Mukibelo.
Heavy rainfall in the southern parts of the country has caused some major dams in the Ekwene region overflow into Notwane Dam, which then flows into the Gaborone Dam. Due to the continuous high pressure at the Notwane Dam, the Gaborone Dam has begun to impound water, which is expected to increase the water capacity and sustain many livelihoods.
Metsiana a simolotse go tsena mo letamong ka mantaga bosigo o early hours tsa labobedi mme a simolotse go tsena ka tsona nako tseo go ra re bosigo jwa mantaga labobedi o tlhentsa tsena bosigo jwa labobedi go mpio.
The water has started overflowing in the Gaborone Dam since Monday evening up to now, and this shows there will be an increase of water flow in the dam, and as the dam impounds water, the water will then be used for domestic use.
Spillover jaaka o bona ha mo nokeng le ga le ka tlala metsi a o tshologa a tsena mo notwane a hetela ko pele.
As the Gaborone Dam begins to impound water, the Water Utilities Corporation has implored the public to use water sparingly.
Ka gore le ga re ntse re bua gore matamo a ka nna a ka re tsa dikgwedi tse kana go sena go ela go na ga pula. Bothata ke gore re dirisa metsi jang e be re goga metsi a kae mo letamong ga re gore goga metsi a mantsi dikgwedi tse di a gokotsega ka palo mme ga re dirisa metsi sentle.
Even if we have indicated that the Gaborone Dam water capacity can sustain livelihoods around Gaborone and its surrounding areas for the next couple of months, I still urge the public at large to use water sparingly at all times to save more water for the future. Initially, the Water Utilities Corporation has stated that the dam's water capacity could sustain livelihoods around Gaborone and its surrounding areas for next coming 16 months. The current impoundment is expected to increase this time frame in the future. Mojadi Mukibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Member of Parliament for Francistown East, Mr. Bili, has urged Donga residents in Francistown to utilize Chama Fund to grow their businesses and improve their livelihoods. Addressing a Khotla meeting in Donga, Mr. Bili, who's also the Assistant Minister of Youth, Gender, Sports and Culture, said the fund is tailor-made to empower informal businesses. Abigail Madorobo.
Informal businesses make a significant portion of the economy, and as such, there is a need for investment in the informal sector as the country aspires to transform into a high-income economy. Mr. Billy highlighted that The government took a deliberate decision to empower locals through the vegetable import ban, saying Chama Fund will come in handy for those in need of financial assistance. Chama initiative is inclusive to all, but it doesn't mean the available funded YDF and CEDA has stopped due to it. So people go and make this initiative, you see, as its main market of the government.
Poultry houses, le rue du kuku, ka gore market o teng go local government. Bo cancele ba reka di kuku, huwa bana baja, ba reka mai, bana baja go school. So le naneo khalele li thela lena le market wa lone gale. Market wa lone o motona ke ene government. Mme le rona tshwantse ya no re dire dithoto tse eleng gore re ka phadisanya le mahatshe a mangwe.
Residents graced the Chama Fund, and some raised their point of view about the fund.
Ke re gongwe ke a khole minister ka yone.
We are grateful with the initiative, but my concern is this time frame of 6 months is a short period, so I urge the government to increase the time frame to at least 2 years.
Minister, ya 6 months, ga ya lekana. Jaanong ke re kana botsadi ha ba kokotetsa ka ditafole tsa bonetse. Le ene 5,000 tota ke ba mmona ka 6 months. We have heard
about Chama Fund, but the way things are, it will bring problems as Botswana are already in poverty. I don't see them taking this money back, as they are going to buy their needs instead of doing businesses. Residents were urged to change their mindset and do things that will change their lives in a positive way. Residents requested the government to keep a close eye on the beneficiaries of the Chama Fund to ensure that the businesses are sustainable. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Donga.
The Botswana Stigma Index 2.0 study of people living with HIV and AIDS of 2023 survey indicated a drastic change towards stigmatization of people living with HIV and AIDS. The survey revealed more insights compared to the previous one, as people living with HIV and AIDS are now freely revealing their status to the public in large numbers, a development that could reduce stigmatization. This was revealed by the Assistant Minister for State President, Ms. Modimo, during the official launch. Kumuso Mapanyane reports.
The confidentiality of one's health status is one of the key health components. Thus, such studies where people living with HIV and AIDS tend to reveal their status publicly is highly recommended to reduce stigmatization that used to happen in the past. Ms. Modimo appreciated how the public now relates with people living with HIV and AIDS, as they respect their rights and dignity for one to be more welcome to the society at large.
I am confident that the recommendations outlined in the report will guide in sustaining the good progress made against stigma and discrimination, as well as aid the development of targeted interventions and policies that address the gaps. By working together, we can create a more inclusive and supportive environment for people living with HIV and ensure that they receive the care, the respect, and the support that they deserve. We are now set to inform the nation and the world at large about how we are doing as a country and to facilitate the necessary programming. Let us work together to ensure a world where every individual, irrespective of their HIV status, can access the resources and the support needed to lead a healthy and meaningful life.
The Deputy Executive Director of the Policy, Advocacy and Knowledge at UNAIDS, Ms. Christine Sterling, emphasized that through the partnership from civil societies and the government, the ending of HIV/AIDS by 2030 can be possible.
The fight is not over. We must remind ourselves that complacency is a very dangerous thing. I mean, we need to remind ourselves, what does it take to sustain what we have achieved and maybe to even excel more? Because complacency becomes a luxury we cannot afford if our communities still face even the smallest amount of stigma. I think what I was most impressed about to hear from your study was how much stigma has reduced in healthcare facilities, whether it's for HIV services or for general health services.
We have pushed the conversation about HIV much far beyond what most countries actually have. I think you just have sometimes to go into the society or do work in the community to see that people tend to discuss HIV freely, much more freer than before.
Harnessing the environment that is inclusive towards the support of people living with HIV and AIDS has been noted as vital to reduce discrimination. Kumiso Mapanyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
In other news, Member of Parliament for Tlokweng, Mr. Thulagano Segokgo, says government's top priority with the Chama Fund is to support the informal sector, given its crucial role in Botswana's economy. Mr. Segokgo was speaking during a Khotla meeting he addressed in Kolwane Ward in Tlokweng. Horata Moranyani.
The government of Botswana recognizes the importance of informal sector in the economy and its potential to reducing unemployment and eradicating absolute poverty amongst its citizens. This is in line with the aspirations of Vision 2036 that Botswana will be a high-income country. The Member of Parliament for Tlokweng, Mr. Thulagano Segokgo, highlighted the significance of Chama Fund in the economy and encouraged the residents of Tlokweng to register for this Chama Fund.
Ke gore maikelo a rona le puso ke gore re thuse thata karolo ya itsholelo e go teng ke informal sector kana ba re reng ke ba e leng gore gantsi ba ira ba tna le karolo e tona maitsholelo mme ga se ba itlhalang le dikompone tse di kwadisitsweng kompone tse di kwadisitsweng go tax tse di registerileng tse di handi tirelo ka tseleng tse jang ka gore informal sector e tsaya dipalo tse dintsi tsa batho mme ke yone e tsenyang madi mo malapeng a batho e be ba kgontse gore ba tsenye bana mo sekweleng e ba kgontse gore ba ge matlo a bone ke gone ya ka le bona re batla gore madi a raba a simolle gore a tsenye thuso bogolo yang mo karolong e ya itsholelo.
The residents of Tlokweng shared their opinions with their Member of Parliament.
ya ka re bua ka bone jana ba kopane le a ditsora ke re competition e bana le yone ba o ka re ba kgoreletswa ke gore gona le batho ba le tsola boagisanyi ba ga rona ka Zimbabwe ka ga o ka ya la tlhoko ya nonyana ba tletse mo mekgatlheng mo ke bone ba dirang dilo tse di dirang ke bone batho ba
ga rena ga ke itse ga ke a utlwa duration ya gore o tshwanetse ke gore go tsaya lebaka le le kae Chama ntse le mo kgaolong go e re thusa go senyega molaodi itlo re ka kgwedi ya gore ka ngwaga wa gore be go sa tlhole go applyela Chama
thata bua ka rona ba re batlang go iteka ba re sena di-lessons ba re senang eng gore a re tlo kgona go atlega kana jang.
Residents of Tlokweng are encouraged to visit the District Commissioner's office to learn more about the Chama Fund. Horata Moranyani, BTV News, Tlokweng.
Motaolosa Poetry founder Mr. Moroka Moreri commended jazz legend Mr. B Joi P for his substantial contribution to both poetry and the music industry in Botswana. He said this during a celebratory event held to recognize and honor the icon in Sorowe. Mr. Kipidile is credited amongst the first founders of the jazz genre in Botswana in the 1970s. Kiletleletswe Somolakai with the report.
The 70-year-old Bonjo Kipidile showing his musical prowess by displaying outstanding artistic skill in jazz music. The musical icon was hailed as a selfless artist who puts the aspirations of the country seeks to grow its creative industry first by guiding and empowering fellow artists. Some local artists, Samantha Mtiti and Skubino Likutlile, were some of the fortunate ones who were guided and mentored by the legend at the onset of their music career, thereby positively contributing to the growth of the country's music industry.
Ba motse ka late le kwale a re kwaleng a hiwe naledi ya Botswana maikelo a rona ke go tla go kopa gore a enelwe a tshela o dirile ba le itseng moopelo lang putlwa ba le itseng tourism ya go diragatsi lang putlwa in any international stage.
Through his vast musical expertise he possesses, Mr. Kipidile was influential in the formation of the jazz bands in the country and beyond borders throughout his musical career.
Arts and culture resistance and hanere re lwantshana la apartheid ka bodiragatsi bo dollar brand ne bata ne ntse re metswe ke bone go Bonjo le tsolwelo ke diona buiwa and Steve Dyer was there. How did Steve Dyer end in Botswana? Ona tshaba go asosoleng ne le legwana motho a tshaba go asosoleng sa South African Defence Force ko Mozambique go a go bolaya his fellow black brothers. So what he did abasiela ko Botswana ka gona mo Gaborone a kopana le bo Bonjora na le band go te Shakawe
o itiretse ga dire le ko pega gona o pe o tshwantseng go ipoka ro mo diretse ka gore leina le buiwang le dirilweng ke lone investment ya gago. He made his own name.
During the event, Motlhaolosa Assemble also expressed their commitment to build a house for Mr. Kipidile in collaboration with other stakeholders. Kelekelezwe, Somolikai, BTV News.
Over 10,500 children under the age of 5 have received their required immunization doses through concerted effort by UNICEF, Red Cross Society, USAID, and the Ministry of Health. According to the Minister of Health, Dr. Edwin Dti, the project has mobilized and implemented child health care services in hard-to-reach communities in some parts of the country. The milestone was celebrated by the ministry, development partners, and the community recently in Motokwe. Lakito Teng has more.
The State of the World Children's Report of 2023 reveals that globally a total of 67 million children have missed out on vaccinations between 2019 and 2021. This means children born just before or during the advent of COVID-19 pandemic who would normally have been vaccinated may actually missed the crucial life-saving vaccinations. As such, that called for urgent interventions to catch up for those who missed on immunizations.
The project and its intervention is to ensure that communities are sensitized on child health issues and COVID-19. The project also aims to ensure that vaccines are deployed and other child health services are rendered at the grassroots level.
The implementation of these high-impact interventions will definitely ensure that primary health care is redefined and revitalized in the health sector. As a ministry, we prioritize primary health care because it's preventative in nature.
However, this project is said to have been achieved through the house-to-house campaign, community engagement, mobile stops, and community dialogue.
But more importantly, we're here to celebrate a partnership with you as the community ya Motokwe, because without your engagement, without your ownership, without you allowing the Red Cross volunteers to enter into your homes, we would not be here today.
Since inception of the program in Kweneng, more than 3,400 children have been vaccinated, and 651 community leaders participated in educational sessions and trainings on child health.
On other issues, the village leadership also appreciated this great milestone.
Motokwe li diretse bonte, Motokwe li diretse kgaolo a le thakeng bonte, li diretse Botswana bonte. Botsala no bonong bo buiwa ha ba America le Botswana le bo tsholele di komankalankaleng ke kopa gore le ikopele le goe.
Local members who are appointed by Red Cross. That was a dedicated team of players. They performed the task with dedication and love.
The main objective of this intervention is to help reduce and cut down under 5 morbidity and mortality, thus increasing child survival rate. Lucky Tuteng, PTV News, Motokwe.
Residents of Letlhakane have applauded government for some of the planned developments that will be undertaken in their village. Residents were responding during a Khotla meeting in Letlhakane, where the area member of parliament, Mr. Setomo Lenatisitswe, informed them that some projects, such as the construction of a new school, will be implemented this financial year. Sabaitseng Tabuho.
One of the main challenges of the education sector in Letlhakane and Boteti as a whole is overcrowding in schools. However, to address the situation, Mr. Latisitswe says government will construct a new school and expand some existing ones in the village.
Sekolo sa Motsimi wa gaetso sa godisiwa. Wa go okediwa di classroom go tsengwa di classroom tse dintsi ebe go thabollwa le ko bana ba ba bodang ba nnang teng. Le yone ke project e le gore madi a yone a dule. Construction ya sekwele se sešwa se se tona, a new secondary school ye le gore e tla be simolola ka form 1 e hela ka form 5. Le yone madi a sekolo seo a dule. Gape go nna le construction ya district hospital. Spatala se betso ke spatala se stona se le gore se tabe sa o kametse kgaolo.
Ra amogela lenaneo le lešwa le la Chama a re thusaneng ba gaetso gore re di fila ka tsela e ntseng jang. Ra amogela lenaneo le ka gore le ta hema jalo ofisi ya me ya boipelego e bereka bosigo le motshegare ka gore go na le lethoko le lentsi.
Residents appreciated developments to be done in their area, noting that they will help with decongestion.
Ka re itemogela gore gona le sekolo se sa agiwang ko phase 2 me se tsamaela go hela re tsare re sekolo se se taimolla dikolo tsa Letlhakane morwalo tse dintsing tota di le overcrowded. Ke batla go tswella ke leboga gape ka dikago tse dingwe tse di tsweletseng jaaka police ya rona e teng mo Letlhakane e ke tsang ke re e ta thusa thata go kaimolla police e ntse e le teng
yaka polelo e re motlakase tse o tsemo a kereke le one ha o yaga e le kereke e se ya disanke kereke tota a le one tse o tse di motlakase mahala
o itebagantsa hela le malapa dikereke a di moti ra utlwana o itebagantsa hela le malapa.
Residents were encouraged to seize both business and employment opportunities presented by these developments to uplift their lives. Svetsen Tebogo, BTV News, Letlhakane.
The Assistant Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Ms. Talita Monnakgotla, has urged residents of Gan to take advantage of the available government programs such as Chama to uplift their lives. She made the plea in a Khotla meeting in Gang recently. No Muduma.
When addressing this gathering, Ms. Monnakgotla stressed that Chama is a loan and therefore she implored those receiving it to repay it within the agreed time frame. This way, it can be utilized to assist other applicants.
jaanong mathata a rona ke gone gore e tla re ga o ntse o tsweletse o ntse o rekisa o tswa go tsaya sekoloto.
This is a loan. It is not your money. Resist from using this money for personal benefits.
Wa rekisa o rekisa o rekisa ga o ntse o rekisa ngwana ga mma ngwana a bat to ke tshone go a marina ha ke na marua a palamago ha ke na marua o a ke a jago e be ile gore wa ko mading a semausu ga tlhatlha wa gwatsa ga se a gago.
Furthermore, the assistant minister urged residents to get ready for the upcoming Tuole Toto program, emphasizing that all farmers should benefit from it, particularly in this region known for cattle farming.
Lenaneo le la go itlhela rona mo kgaolong ya rona ya Kgalagadi North re siame.
In this region, we are ready for this program since we have AI centers in Puduhudu and Kainyani. We also have trained farmers for artificial insemination.
Maybe gape re na le bana ba ba setseng re ba train. Se se re siame.
Residents were also given a chance to raise their views. The population of our village has grown. Don't you think it's time to build a reservoir tank so that we can have excess water when there is maintenance?
Project e simologang jaana yone e tsang metsi mo Phuduhudu ya ise ko matšheng.
There is an upcoming water project that will be done this year.
Ga ye go ralla masimo a gago ga ye go ralla o gope ke yone e simologang mo ngwagong oneo.
Residents also applauded the government for a free electricity connection. Neo Muduma, BTV News, Kang.
It is time for sports with Liza Oseking. Liza?
Hello, Kamuto. How are you?
I'm well.
How is your Friday?
Well, I'm here.
Yeah. Mine is, I don't know, I have energy. I don't know where it's coming from. I hope it's
Maybe
contagious.
Friday is a good day for you. Yeah. You know, people have days. Some Mondays are not good days for them. So Friday possibly could be a good day.
Very true, eh? Thank you so much, Kamuto Mapani. Good evening. I am Liza again with the world of sport, and we are now zooming into the Orange FA Cup Season 5, last 16. UB Hawks assistant coach Vincent Dlamini says his troops are not in the last 16 by chance and will continue to work hard as they take on VTM FC tomorrow for a place in the quarterfinals. Katleho Khakole has the report.
Dlamini went on to say that even though VTM is a good side with experienced players, they are not going to give them any respect as they also want to proceed to the quarterfinals, expressing his confidence in his youthful outfit. The Basco boys reached the last 16 by defeating Toronto 26-5 in a penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw in regulation time at SSG grounds last month.
Orange Cup, it's either you're in or you're out. So we're playing a very experienced team, a team that is playing the Premier League. If it was on the first, we would say let's go out and attack them through. But in this one, we will try and do both, attack and also defend. So more of looking at their superiority in terms of them being in the Premier League, higher stage than us. But the preparations are usually don't change anything. It's just a matter of making sure whether everybody is fit and we play. If you don't have injuries, are better for it.
VTM FC, on the other hand, reached the last 16 after a 2-0 victory over Shoshone United last month. Bafana Badijabani go into the Saturday encounter with their heads held high as they defeated Murupule Wanderers 3-1 in their last league encounter.
You know, FA Cup is also different from the way we prepare our league games and stuff. But personally, I've prepared the boys how important also the FA Cup is and the opponents that we are facing. It's more like an archival, a match between UB Hawks, looking at the history of the two teams. But I've psyched the boys on how they should do.
In other Orange FA Cup last 16 games scheduled for Saturday, Pula Ruting welcomes Swafa Flamingos at Ramudibe grounds, while Mbalakalungu battle for a quarter-final ticket with Tafik at Kasane Prisons grounds. Jwaneng Galaxy will be away to Tsabotle FC in Sorowe, while Township Rollers will round up Saturday action when they welcome Nico United at the National Stadium. Kick-off for all the games is 3:30 in the afternoon. Katlaho Kakule, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Meanwhile, Township Rollers takes on Nico United tomorrow at the National Stadium in the Orange FA Cup last 16 encounter. Popa goes into the encounter after their 1-1 draw with Matebele FC in the Botswana Premier. Rollers assistant coach Warabile Seabo says his boys are ready to take on Majombolo, who always give them a hard time. Though they are currently having a difficult season, Majombolo are looking at progressing to the last 8. Mohomuzi Mpote will be banking on the likes of Tero Seremani, Fidel Nsekisang and Tinashe Makande for this crucial encounter.
My Township Rollers, we've prepared very well for the upcoming game against Nico United in the FA Cup last 16 round. We started preparing for this game on Monday after our 1-1 draw against Matebele on Sunday at the National Stadium. And looking at the fact that we've just come from 2 draws, 2 games, we've been a bit unlucky in terms of scoring goals, and we've managed to sack the players and talk to them and try to make them understand the importance of playing a knockout cup. And we're looking forward to the game. We're looking forward to playing against Nico. They always give us a tough time, and looking at the fact that the first round we drew 0-0 in Pikwe, they came to Gaborone, we beat them 2-0. Still they gave us a tough time, and this time around, as it's a cup game, we know with the experience that Coach Mpote brings and the good record that he possesses in the FA Cup, they will pose a very, very good threat to us. And we are ready for the game. We are looking forward to the game, and we urge our supporters to come in large numbers.
Playing Rollers is not an easy task. I think we did prepare for Rollers, but there are so many factors that Rollers can defeat you. So number 12 player is always there for them. Secondly, they have good players, the cream of the country. Kalarona, we are preparing for the survival. We are swimming, as you know. We are swimming more position 16. So for us to beat Rollers also, it will help the morale of players. And to lose Rollers also is a blessing in disguise, because the concentration is really key. This cup, one of the last 9 games, how do we come about them? And yeah, can 3 players, key players, but loses them through injuries.
Now, local tennis sensation Mark Nawa beat Lesotho's Mpole Shwele 4-6, 6-2, 6-3 to reach the J30 Gaborone ITF World Tennis Tour Finals. This will be Nawa's second finals in just 7 days after the J30 first leg last week. Ryan Kangonyani.
Mark Nawa went into the semi-finals after edging out Alexander Ristov 6-2, 6-love, while Lesotho's Mpole Shwele, on the other hand, booked his spot in the semis after knocking out James Hart 7-6, 4-6 and 6-3. This was a do-or-die for both, with Nawa, who finished as a runner-up last week, looking to get another shot at the finals, whereas Foleshwele was an opportunity to get into the semis after he was eliminated from the second round in the last tournament. It was back and forth in the first set, with both players evenly matched, but it was Leshwele who won the set 6-4. In the second set, Leshwele continued where he left off in the first set, leading with a 2-love game score. Mark did not take that line down as he clawed his way back to win the set 6-2. Nawa showed class as he outsmarted his opponent in the third and final set, claiming it 6-3 to win the match with 4-6, 6-2, 6-3.
I'm very proud. It's my first semi-final ever, so I'm very, very proud of the outcome, as much as how close I had this one, but it was good. It just shows that I have many more semi-finals and finals to get to, and tournaments to win as well. You come and with this international thing, you see how everyone is sponsored. It's hard, and how you can see that coaching really helps. Coaches do help. It's good to have a coach that can help you in your match, prepare for it, pre-match analysis. But yeah, it's been a good run.
I felt I was able to come out on top in the second set. Because of that, I won it 6-2. Played a really good set, and then third set I made sure to stay mentally tough from the beginning. I feel I played the same way. Second set I was stepping in, I was standing in the baseline, I was attacking most of the balls, not giving him a chance to gain any confidence. And yeah, I feel I played really well that set, and I took it 6-3 to finish the match. I feel like this is my time, this is my chance, and I'm going to just make sure I give it my 200% this time, and stay a much higher percentage than last week, and really just fight my heart out on that court tomorrow, and hopefully I can come out. No, actually I want to come out with that result tomorrow, and I will.
In the other boys semi-final, Siyabonga Jaka of South Africa beat Henry Grootman 6-3, 2-6, 7-6 to book a final showdown against Magnawa. In the girls' semi-final matches, Koronayashe Rugara of USA beat number 1 seed Morgan Jordan of South Africa 6-4, 6-3, while second seed Selena Joseph beat Gita Victor 6-2, 6-1. Koronayashe Rugara will face Selena Joseph in the girls' finals. Ryan Khengwenyane, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And finally, DMS's Gators Club began the Gators Swimming Gala on a high note, collecting more points on the first day yesterday. Host DMS's Gators performed well in the 400-meter freestyle and 200-meter backstroke. Over 200 swimmers turned up for this event.
Yesterday, after the first 2 events, that was only 2 events yesterday, in first place it's DMS's Gators, the hosting club, with 382 points. In second place, GAC, which is Gaborone Aquatic Centre, with 273 points. In third place, Propeller Swimming Club with 113 points. Fourth, Phoenix Swimming with 76 points. Fifth is Bassa, which is the Bulawayo Amateur Swimming Association, with 69 points. In 6th place, BDF Dolphins with 47 points, and 7th place, UB Swimming Club with 31. And we just aim to get those kids to work their hardest and get their personal best times. So every single race, they just try to get their personal best time, and the medals will follow, but it's really most importantly just to focus on your own time, getting that better.
Well, and that is it for sport this evening. Khomotso Mapane is standing by to give us a reminder of our top stories. Maiso, I believe you will have a weekend as beautiful as you are.
Thank you so much, Eliza. You did say Fridays are your days. Your energy is just different. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have yourself a fantastic weekend.
Likewise.
Thank you so much. That was Eliza again giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. The presidents of Botswana and South Africa pleased with the teamwork that prevailed during the bus crash that claimed 45 lives in Limpopo, South Africa. Residents of Tlukweng encouraged to apply for Chama program to uplift their lives. And in sports, DMS's Gators Swimming Club started off on a positive note during the first day of the Gala swimming competition. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. Up next is the weather update. BTV News, Ikanyarona, #BW Mindset Change, Arching.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast. I'm Pearl Victoria Khosiami. Let's start off by looking at tonight's satellite image. It's showing mostly partly cloudy conditions across much of the country. And for tomorrow, we're expecting mostly partly cloudy conditions countrywide
with isolated thunder showers over Chobe, Khanti, Kalahadi, and Southern District. In the morning, mild temperatures are expected over much of the country, ranging between 11 over Jwaneng to 15 over Khanti, Letlhakane, and Maitengwe. But for Ngamiland, Chobe, and Suapen, we're expecting warm temperatures ranging between 17 to 18 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting mild temperatures over southeast Gauteng and Kwening between 24 to 25 degrees Celsius. But for the rest of the country, warm temperatures are expected between 27 over Chobe, Central, Northeast, and Southern District to 32 degrees Celsius over Maung. On Sunday, we're expecting cloudy conditions with scattered thunder showers over Khanti, Kalahadi, and Southern District. And for the remaining parts of Botswana, partly cloudy conditions with isolated thunder showers are expected. Temperature-wise, mild temperatures over Southern District between 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. But for the rest of the country, we're expecting warm temperatures between 27 over Gaborone, Francistown, and Pandamatenga, 30 over Ngamiland and Khanti, and 31 over much of Kalahadi. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.